All right. Eddie and I are back, and we here at Night Talk Morning Show attempt to introduce you to the candidates and let you get to know them. And we do that every year and have been ever since I've done this. So tonight we invited Perry Lamb, and Perry was on the morning show last time. What we've done is we give them an hour to catch us up on their campaign. So Perry's here tonight to help to catch you up on his. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you tonight.
All right.
Eddie.
For these folks that don't know, tell us about Perry Lamb, because some folks might not have seen you here before.
I am running as an independent for Walker County Commissioner. In order for me to be as an independent, I had to go out and get 1,640 signatures. Had to have them verified through the election office as registered voters. And I chose to run as an independent just because for me, I felt like the parties have quit listening. And for me, I wanted to speak for the people of this county. I feel like the people have lost their voice, and I wanted to be able to give them that voice back. And in order to do so, I had to not run on a party. When you're in a party, you have to speak the party lines, say what the party tells you to say, do what they want you to do. I'm not going to be a puppet for anybody in this county except for the people of this county. To me, that's where one of the biggest shortcomings in our governments nowadays is that, or our local government and our national government, is that people just don't have a voice. There are so many people that are more, they feel like the parties just quit listening. And if they are not big contributors, big donors, nobody hears them anymore. And I'm doing this without those big donations, without the big contributions. And that way, as commissioner, I won't have to answer to anybody but the people of this county.
All right. So he's an independent candidate in the November the 8th race. Okay. Catch us up on what's happening in your campaign, what you've been doing, and then we want to talk about your first year in office, what you say you want to do.
Okay. Been doing more of the same that I've been doing. I've been going door to door, talking to people, going to events, talking to people. That's what my campaign's built around, talking and listening to people, hearing what they feel is important. And for me, that's the best way to do it. Just the people in this county for so long have been hungry for someone to just listen to them, to take their ideas and do what's best.
Has to put it on the ballot, a straw vote, for the people to make a decision on supporting the library. And the people made the decision. How do you feel about that?
The libraries are very important to me. And I'll touch on what I plan on doing about it, but I'll go to what you're talking about.
Well, tell us what the decision was. I mean, you said they made a decision.
The people decided not to. Yeah. It was I believe it was a quarter percent on the taxes. Dedicated for
a quarter meal on the taxes to dedicate to the library. Yeah, and I'm my wife used the library when my kids was growing up. I mean, and I never would even dream that we would have been members of the library, but she did, but she used the resources, for my kids' projects and homework, stuff like that. But, yeah, the people, and then they spoken, they voted not to do the quarter meal.
That was a straw poll, I think, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it was a straw poll, but that's what the majority of the
people, but I'm just saying, I think it was a straw poll. But
right,
anyway.
It was a straw poll. But the majority of the people said they didn't want to do it. So you're not going to force that on us, are you?
No. Okay. Here's what I want the people to understand is that I understand why people have been hesitant to accept stuff like this for this reason. We have seen SPLOST tax not used the way it was supposed to be used, not properly used for the stuff that benefited everybody. The last SPLOST, it failed because people basically are fed up with government telling them, here's what we're going to do, and then when we get the money, or the government gets the money, they don't do those things. You know, we've got roads that need to be fixed. They didn't get fixed. We used some of the money, transferred it to finish up the industrial park. When people see government not using their money, number one, for what they're told it's going to be used for, and number two, not using it efficiently.
Do you know the rule for SPLOST money that's once you finish a project and you've got some left over and you can put it down to another project? You know those rules?
Yes, I know you can use it on other stuff. But would you say our roads were finished?
But I didn't think there's any SPLOST vote that's failed.
I thought
the last one for the library, let's see, we had the one in...
The transportation thing failed.
Yeah, the transportation.
Oh, maybe that's one. Okay, maybe that's
The
one.
transportation bill failed.
Yeah, so many facts. And I try to keep on my head without carrying paper around with me. But so here's what I feel happened with the library. I think people looked at it and saw, well, this is just going to be another slush fund used inefficiently. What would I do? Well, I'm going to fund the libraries. I've found a place to get the money that's not going to cost the taxpayers anything else. I'd go back to the people, but it's going to take time for the people to trust me to go, okay, what I say I'm going to do is what I'm going to do. And if the people believe that, people know that taxes have to be paid. They know their services are going to be used for those, or that tax money is going to be used for those services. But as commissioner or any government entity, you have to earn the people's trust.
Right.
And I'm afraid that the way it is nowadays, people just don't trust the government. I don't. It's why I chose to run. I knew that I would do what I'd say I'm going to do. Now, people can look at me and make their own decision, but if I'm commissioner, I'll just prove to them that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. And in a year or two, you know, then I can talk to the people and say, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? No, forcing stuff on the people? Absolutely not. That's not how our government is supposed to run. It's supposed to be by the people.
Well, do you think that we need to cut some services?
I think the strength in this county is from the people, the taxpayer. The strength of our departments are from the workers.
Right.
The workers are the ones that have all the best ideas on how to run this county more efficiently, the services more efficiently. You know, when I was a pipe fitter, when I started out, I was in a hole, digging with a shovel. You know, I had to work my way out of that hole into management. And what I found was it was the people that were doing the jobs that had the best ideas. I don't need advisory boards from people that have never done the job to tell me what needs to be done. I'm going to ask the people of this county, the workers of this county. They will do whatever their leader gives them the opportunity to do. And as a manager and as commissioner, that's my job, to be a manager and to be a leader. And you're going to get the best performance from your people if you actually lead them and show them that you're a working manager, that you're willing to get down in that hole with them if that's what it takes to get the job done.
Let's see. One of your opponents says that they want to have advisory committees, and they will appoint advisory committees only. They'd be the sole commissioner with advisory committees. Now, you're going to be sole commissioner, or are you going to be a sole commissioner with people telling you what to do, or are you going to leave it just like it is and be a hands-on worker?
I'll be a hands-on manager. I will be out in the field 4 days a week, working with the managers of these departments, hand in hand, trying to find the ways to cut money, not services. You know, if you can run your departments efficiently, you don't have to cut services. And working in government like I have, there's a tremendous amount of waste in government. What it takes is really paying attention and asking the people that know how to do it. You know, how can we save this money? Why do I want to go give a job? I don't know, you may be able to run a backhoe, but why would I go to you just because you're a friend of mine and say, hey, I need you to run a backhoe for me? You know, let me get the best resume. That's who's going to get the jobs. And when you're talking about the county services, why would I get someone outside that doesn't do the job, that hasn't done the job? You know, that's what the people. And another thing that does is it gives your employees pride in what they're doing. Yeah. When you go to an employee and say, "Hey, I value your opinion. Help me help you." That's what creates a good workforce, a strong workforce. And a strong workforce, most of these just about every county worker lives in this county. You know, let them know that they're important, and they're going to give 110%. You know, it's like volunteers, like the volunteer fire department, same thing. You know, your volunteers, those are the ones that are doing it because they want to do it. You know, when you have workers that want to do it because their job, you let them know it's important and you value their opinion, they're going to do a great job for you.
Yep.
Well, let's see. One of the things that you've talked about and continue to talk about it is to sell county property that's not currently used or providing tax revenue. Let's talk about the ones that you'd sell.
Judy, I'll be honest with you. I've looked through the records, and there are hundreds of them. That is not something that I have absolutely focused on to be able to give you a dollar amount. I know we've got, right off the bat, we've got one up for sale. We've got property over there, the county clinic is on. They're on 136. You know, there's 30-something acres there. Now, you've got the clinic on a portion of it, but you got all that other acreage. What's it doing? Does
it belong to the county?
Mm-hmm. You've got another building over here on McFarland Gap, an old office building that's falling apart. Now that may wind up going to Erlanger.
No, I can't go Erlanger.
Well, depending on if they tie up real estate.
Are you talking about across from the school, the old school that's been turned into?
Yes.
That belongs to Hutchinson Medical Center.
Yes, but Hutchinson Medical Center, it doesn't own. It's not owned by Cornerstone now.
Oh, it's in the bankruptcy.
Yeah, but that's kind of complicated.
That's not.
It's very complicated.
Yeah,
it is very complicated.
It's not county property.
No, it's not county property, and it's not HHC property either. It's the authority's property.
Now, last time I looked on the tax roll. Now, of course, the tax rolls may still need to be updated on some of that stuff. But when you look, I mean, have you looked at the tax rolls for a property that the county owns?
I never have, no.
It's about 5 pages long, and each page has 20, 30.
Well, those could be right-of-ways, and they could also be properties, office properties. Where on 136 is there a clinic? Tell me what you're talking about.
It's on Villanelle. They call it. It's on Villanelle Street.
Yeah, Villanelle Street. But it's as you cross the bypass.
Is that Hutchinson Medical Center?
Yeah, it's Hutchinson's property.
Yeah.
It's HHC's property.
Yeah.
So see, and we got to figure out where all that property is going to go to. Who is it all tied up? Did Regions come in and take all that property? Was it all tied into the bankruptcy?
You don't even want to get in.
I know. See,
because I mean
it's actually going to take.
But it's not.
Yeah, but it don't have anything to do with her. It don't have anything.
It is not Walker County.
I'll tell you what. The next time I come on here, I'm going to print up a Walker County and let you see how many pages of property.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Like I said, going through right now, going property to property is doing nothing for me. You know, I need to talk to the people of the county, but I know we've got lots of property.
But I mean, who's going to buy it? I mean, you see,
you got to put it up for sale. Offer it to small businesses. Do something with it. I mean, we're just why did we buy property?
How can you sell a road right away?
No, you can't sell a road right away. No, that goes somewhere.
Yeah.
But there is property that can be sold.
Okay.
And all I'm saying is, hey, if it's $100,000 worth of property, sell it. Yeah. You know,
I understand what you're saying.
Whatever it is, if we have got property on the tax roll that's not bringing in tax money, we need to get rid of it. We don't need to sit on it.
Okay. Of course, we've all heard this song and dance. Approach a legislature, and it's not a song and dance, it's for real. Approach a legislature regarding a binding vote for a board of commissioners as soon as possible, which will allow the citizens of Walker County to select their form of government.
We've got to. We've got to talk to the legislators, and they've got to allow the people of the county. You know, I was at one of the Tea Party meeting, and they were talking about that if we just hand this over to the legislators, that they're basically going to hand back to us what we have to accept. And that's wrong. You know, it should be our decision. Do we want 3 men? Do we want 5? Do we want 7? Do we want a strong form of county commission? Do we want a county manager? That should be up to the people of the county, not the legislators. And that's what it's going to take conversation with our legislators. You know, and they have to understand that in our country, we are governed by a constitution. We have the right to have the government that we want, not what government tells us we have to have.
I would think that they'd put it on the ballot, the options. Do you prefer this, ABC, so forth, so on?
That would be the best way.
But the key to that is to get the people out to vote. People don't vote anymore.
Oh, I know.
A low percentage of people vote.
I'll say this right now. Everybody in this county needs to understand this is a very important election this year. National level, county level, local, get out and get registered. You don't even have to get out to get registered. You can do it online. Secretary of State has a website. You can go in. It takes just a few minutes and you're registered. You can do absentee ballots. They'll mail you one. You can mail it back to them. You can do early voting starting, when did you say, October?
October the 11th. 17th. October the 17th. Begins
October 17th. Get out. You can vote early. You don't have to wait till the lines form on election day. Do it early. This is too important of an election to sit at home and not get out and vote. And you're absolutely right, Judy. When we've got the amount of people in this county that don't vote, what it shows me is people are absolutely disgusted with the process, with what they've, choices they've been given. This election locally, when it comes to commissioner, you've got 3 choices on the ballot. You've got 2 politicians. You've got one that's got, I don't even know how many years of experience in it. And you've got myself, and I'm not a politician. So you've got the gamut of everyone to vote for. Talk to every one of us. I know me personally, I get phone calls up until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. You got a question for me, call me. I'll answer the question. But it's important. Get out and vote. Get registered and get out and vote.
Now, you said that you went to a Tea Party meeting. Are you a Tea Party?
No, that's the only meeting I'm allowed to go to. Since the Republicans have their candidate, I'm not. I don't get to play with the Republicans.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Perry, we're not a rich county.
No.
And we don't have the resources that Catoosa have, or even Dade County. We don't. But we live pretty decent in Walker County. We got some of the best services. We've got housing. Every day somebody's giving away food somewhere, some church or some organization.
Oh, I've seen it the past couple of weeks. Just stuff that we've had going on.
It's hard to do that. To have us to where we're able to be accessible to our health care. We got federal health departments in our county. We got state health departments. I don't know why people are upset. It takes a pretty good person to keep us where we are right now.
Oh, and don't think that I'm completely dogging everything that goes on. The problem has been when you talk to the people of the county. They have legitimate concerns that they feel have not been answered, and you've got to answer those concerns. You really got to have good communication with the people of the county. And we just haven't had good communication. And in today's technology, it's absolutely amazing that we don't have a simple computer program, or not a program, but
The website?
an address that you could go to
We don't.
and look up how much money has been spent, what it's been spent on from each department. You know, that's accountability, and that's what the people want. It's not that they, a lot of people in this county are suffering. You know, there's a lot of low income.
Yeah, but but the resources are there
to some degree.
Well,
but if they're not, they're asked to pay more and more tax-wise. You know, if they feel that they're not getting their money's worth, then they're going to be upset about it. So you've got to help, you know, explain to them what's going on. And hey, if they can go and you say, look, we spent $1 million this month. Okay, what'd you spend it on? Go to the website, punch it in, and break down, you know, dollar by dollar by dollar. Every
First of all,
department.
you're talking about a very small group of people that would do that. Very small group of people do not care how much money is being spent, do not go to a website, don't have a website to go to, blah, 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 blah. That, you know, we're talking about people don't care.
I think Judy, people care. I just think they've been unheard for so long that they've just really become disillusioned. I hear it. I mean, go knock on some doors. Just go knock on 100 doors and see what people tell you. I've knocked on thousands of doors. I mean, I can tell you, I know what the pulse of this county is when it comes to the people.
Well,
you know, I absolutely.
I don't disagree with you that a certain percentage of them do, but talking about percentage, we're talking about a small percentage of people went to vote for a multi-board commission. When that vote come, a very small percentage of the people, yet they said yes to it. If that's a sampling of how many people are going to vote, they said yes to it. What I'm trying to tell you is that there's another disinterest in the people that didn't have enough interest to go out and vote, you know, all over. And I'm not against, you know.
Right. No. I know what you're saying.
That's
You're
not
saying.
what I'm saying. I'm just
When we've
stating facts
got 66,000 people in the county, 30-something thousand registered, 20-something thousand.
When you got
registered.
6% of the people that go out to vote,
Right.
that's not a sampling.
Yeah.
It may be to you all, but it's not to me.
Well, and a lot of it is people didn't even know, and I know that's, you know, that may
and
be
then there again, I hear that. I've heard this through this entire campaign, if I may say this, and with no reflection on anybody, I've heard through this entire campaign that there's no transparency, there's no communication. I've owned this TV station for 16 years, and I gave the county, both counties, an hour to come in here and talk about what's going on. You know who didn't come? Catoosa County. Catoosa County has a multi-member board. They didn't come. You know who did come? The sole commissioner, and this is not putting you down or putting down Shannon. I'm just saying she came and she's not missed, I bet you, 10 times in 16 years. And if you talk about transparency, the people have heard them call in. She wrote down what they wanted, and I'm not pimping. I'm not.
I understand. But that's also, you got to look at it this way too.
And if you think that they don't watch your station, they do, because
no,
this
I
has
know
been
that.
their only outlet to know that.
But have you, and I'm not criticizing,
it's
I'm just
okay.
asking, have you ever been to one of the, to the meetings
but I
at the
sent
courthouse? And what did they tell you? How did it go? I mean, I've got a quote in the paper when I was at one. Because, and the article's in the paper, and I'll let people, you know, pull it up and read the article on how the meeting went and how the meeting ended. You know, the bottom line is when, and there seems to be at times time restraints. And when it comes to the people and governing the people of this county, there should absolutely be no time restraints. If I'll schedule a meeting in the afternoon when people can actually get there, 6, 7 o'clock at night. If you want to stay there until 12, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, I don't care. You know,
what are they going to come talk to you about?
Whatever they need to talk to me about. Whatever. Well, that's the job of the commissioner, is especially a sole commissioner. You know, the job's to take care of the people.
Well, okay, the multi-member board, here's what they do. Hear this out. Instead of you just standing up talking to them about what you want to talk to them about, you have to be on the agenda. And they're going to give you a few minutes to talk, and if that's what, if they want to talk about it, okay. That goes for school board, that goes for the That goes to the city government. That goes for all of them that have multi-member boards.
Yep.
And I'm not putting down a multi-member board. That's not what I'm doing. I'm telling you that they have time constraints to do that. But about those meetings, you are in a political year. And if I must say this, I think people set people up to go to those meetings and stir it up and make it look that way instead of going about business. You know, it's just small anything. You hear the same old thing over and over and over. I know because I sent somebody to tape it.
We got a flyer in the mail the other day. When was the last time we had that schedule of meetings?
What period?
That schedule of meetings. That amount of meetings in this county.
What? Commission? She meets every
year?
Thursday. Every
year?
Yeah, she goes.
So just one time a year is all we need to meet with people. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, she goes to, and there again, it sounds like this is all about big house. You asked the question, but as long as I can remember, we've announced that she is holding town hall meetings, and she goes to every community, and just like the announcement we've got to every community, and meet, and they come to her. Yeah. She goes to them if they come to her.
Y'all keep talking about low voter turnout at the last election. That put your opponent on the ballot, the low vote. Which is what I'm saying.
That's just the way that our democracy works.
Yeah.
Our country works. It could be 2 people vote.
Yeah.
And there'd be a runoff of those 2 people.
That's what I'm saying. It might have been low vote, but it made some crucial decisions.
You cannot, unfortunately, in the type of government we have, you have to accept however many people vote, whether it be 10%, 40%, 100%.
Yeah.
That's just the way our government's set up. I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can tell the people.
It's just not this county. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And I believe this year we're going to see a larger than normal turnout.
Caller, go ahead with your question.
I have a comment, not a question. I can tell you exactly what goes on in those meetings. There's a rogue group of a select few who do come and who do bring a puppet and who do start trouble, and you can't finish business because of it. And it's worse now, and in the last 4 years, 4 to 6 years, than it's ever been. She can't possibly hold a meeting without that going on. And then it's recorded and put on Facebook after, someone has pushed and pushed and pushed or screamed or disagreed or got loud and then they take the one clip where she gets upset and they put it on Facebook. I mean, what do you expect out of someone? How do you expect them to act when that's going on? Do you expect them to never get upset?
Oh no, human nature, you're going to get upset. But one of the things someone told me right from the get-go in politics, and several times after, is you better have thick skin. And I'm not making up. I'm not taking up for somebody who's rude because
very well, maybe in 1 hour, and they sit there and record. And if you're elected, they'll do you. Maybe they'll do you the same.
That was my exact comment. I was going to say, suppose that's you, then what would you do?
Yeah, I'm going to give them their opportunity to speak, and I hope that. Well, I am pretty thick-skinned. I hope that I can, logically talk to whomever it is and get a conversation going. A lot of times, one thing I learned in psychology is that people need to vent. And sometimes you just need to sit back and let them vent and then talk to them. We always laugh at psychologists that, so how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
But it's stirring a conversation. And that's what you got to do. Now, is it going to work all the time? No, absolutely not. But that is the job of the commissioner. Now, it is not fair that they take a piece or a part of something out.
Social media has, if I may say this, has just about destroyed Walker County.
What is it? 3 minutes? 3 minutes is usually someone's attention span of watching a video, so they're not going to watch an hour and see everything that's said. They're going to watch the 3 minutes, and the best way to get someone to watch that 3 minutes is to make sure it's the roughest, loudest, harshest 3 minutes there is.
That's true. That's television too.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned earlier about using the money exactly like it ought to be used, but if you had to cut a service in this county to save money, what would it be? If you had to knock some fat, trim some fat.
Trim the fat, make your departments run efficiently. I think it would be irresponsible to, and I'm not saying you're being irresponsible, I'm just saying I would feel like it would be a very irresponsible move to say, well, I think this is what's going on there, so that has to go. You need to get in, and what I learned in management is, even headhunters that would come into jobs and trim the fat, they still came in and spent time looking. And as a manager, I need to go in and I need to look at these departments. I need to ask the employees. I need to work with the managers and see where there's waste. This county doesn't need to lose services. Now, do we maybe have to cut them back a little bit? Can we not pave 500 or 50 miles of road? We got 400? We're a huge county. All the roads we have. Maybe we can't do 50 miles of road. But instead of doing 50 miles, don't want to use that word, but poorly, why don't we do 10 miles the right way? And we don't ever have to do it, or not have to do it many, many years down the road. We just need to run efficiently. And I believe that if you get in there and you really look, you find out where the money's going, plug the holes, you can figure out how to make that department run efficiently, and then you don't have to cut a service. You just run it the right way. People know how.
One of your opponents says that department heads and people at work need to submit a resume and decide if they can keep their job. So do you want them to give you a resume and
I want to know where they came
fruit
from.
basket turnover, or
no? But I do want to know where they came from, and a resume is the best way. But when you got someone been doing something for 20 years, they're going to know what they're doing. Now, is my opponent going to ask for a resume for everybody going to be on that board that's going to tell people what they should do? I mean, just the way it is. Don't throw stones at people that have been doing the work in this county. We got good workers in this county.
Oh yeah.
And I guarantee, and I've talked to them, and they've told me, hey Perry, we could do this or we could do that. The ideas are there.
Considering the fact that I think you told us that you run your campaign, you don't have a lot of big donors or big campaign contributors.
I have run this,
and that you don't owe anybody.
I have run this on a tight budget for several reasons. Not wanting to be in debt to anybody. I've used my money for this for the most part, and I have got $2,000 from 6 donors. Not a lot of money.
Okay,
but but I have managed my money the right way, and I want the people of this county to see that I've managed it.
Right.
It was funny the other day. I was at one of the functions, and one of my opponents was laughing because I was out working so hard to do everything. Put my signs up and go to this function and go set up my tent for this function. While they're standing there passing out free gifts that they bought with other people's money. I'm doing this with my money. And I want the people to see that I have budgeted, and that's how I'm doing this. I don't intend to use your money as commissioner for things that I want. It's your money, and I need to budget it. Government and politicians have a habit of just throwing money at a problem, and then they go out and ask for more money. When you have a war chest of $60,000, why are you asking for more money? I've done this on $10,000.
So you said about 6 people. You've got about 6 choice people. And I'm going somewhere with this. Are those people from Erlanger?
Oh, the doctors, my surgeons? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're surgeons.
So those people.
Surgeons that I've worked with. But not all of them are, let's see, a couple of them are Erlanger employees, and the other ones are private doctors that work at Erlanger.
So, and we got a caller there, but let them hold on just a minute. So, we talked about campaign contributions. We talked about resumes, and you hinged on a little something. Are there going to be resumes for the people that's going to be on the advisory committee? Will those advisory committee people be campaign contributors?
I won't have advisory committees.
No, your opponent says they're going to.
That their advisory board? Well, I think that's part of the problem. That's why I don't want to ask for big donations. Judy, my donations have been from any of my surgeons. I mean, people think surgeons are, wealthy, are $200.
Okay. All right, we have to call that. Caller, you got a question.
Well, if you was to win, would you come back every week like Biggie does and be on the show and let us know in Walker County what be going on?
Yes, sir. If Judy wants to set it up that way, I don't have a problem with that. I also want to set up a website, where if anything emergent comes up that I need to make a statement on it. I do believe in transparency when it comes to government. I absolutely am a constitutionalist, and the people, if you're paying taxes, then I need to answer your questions. And whether it be here or through open forum, we need more meetings. That's what me and Eddie were talking about. I think one meeting a year is not enough. Go ahead, sir.
Well, good luck to you, okay? I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, sir.
Discontinue association with Northwest Georgia Joint Development
Authority. Right now, it's not financially feasible for us to be doing that. We're paying $120,000+, or $100,000+. I know they're going up on the rates.
But you don't think that's been beneficiary for us?
Not right now. It needs to be something that money could be used much more wisely. That's what I will use to fund the libraries, and it won't take all that to fund the libraries fully. But later down the road. Right now, if the development authority comes and, hey, I got a great deal, we can build you another industrial park. It only costs you $30 million. Okay, we don't have $30 million. What, go borrow it again? Go borrow $30 million for it?
I'm not taking up for the Joint Development Authority, but I sit on a regional board for years, and the Region Commission, and they've been pretty helpful, the Joint Development. Like that Volvo plant that went to, they were thinking about coming here, and we just didn't have.
Didn't have what?
Well, I guess, we didn't have what we got now. If we've had the industrial park like we got now, they would have probably came here. You see, in the rail and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things that happens that and I was also advisor on Georgia One. There's a lot of companies that has approached us about coming here. A lot of big companies, but for some reason,
if we don't have the money for it, I'll ask the people right now. Do you want me? If I was commissioner, you want me to go borrow $50 million to build an industrial park? Do we have that money? That's one of the things.
Do that?
They're in better financial situation than we are. That's part of what people.
Every county has economic development,
and we've got one ourselves.
Catoosa County's got one.
We've got one.
Costco.
This is
a joint development for all of the counties, so everybody can benefit.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the one that runs the farm and stuff.
Right.
Here's my question to that. Okay.
Hold on, caller.
We have people in that position, the board, the authority. Aren't they getting paid by taxpayer money as it is?
Boards usually don't get paid.
Not people.
Chairman.
There's only one person that's getting paid.
So why are we paying money when we do not have the money to pay? And number two, the benefit that's going to come from it is going to cost us more money that we don't have right now.
Now they operate off of a lot of grants and things too. Now, economic development grants, at the state.
But we're going to have skin in that game, just like we did with the farm. The farm wasn't just all covered by the state. We had to have skin in that game.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a horrible thing to have. Mm-hmm. I'm saying right now, we can't afford to have it. I'm not saying we're not going to go back. I'm going to go back and look into it later down the road. Right now, I'm trying to bring this county back up to where we're not drowning like we are. Get our debt paid off. We may be hit with another $8 million debt that's going to have to come out. We've got to use our money wisely. We've got to use it on the things that right now can help the people in this county and help our debt problem. Later down the road, hey, we can revisit it.
I'm not supporting anybody, but I think if we stop and back up, I think that'd be a mistake.
So you think our government is going to penalize us? Is that what you're saying? That they're going to say, "Well, Perry,
the Joint Development Authority." I think that we'll be losing if we took a step backwards. Right now, with the industrial park that we have and everything, I think now is the time that we need them the most. I honestly, personally think that now.
Yeah.
I read the paper.
And some people do. Some people do. And I expect. That's what I want to hear from the people. Yeah. That's what I want the people to tell me. Do you want us to go into debt farther than we are now?
Well, I don't know if we're going into debt with that.
We didn't go into debt building this industrial park?
No, well, you said we did. You said we used
a while ago, you said they took the SWAT money and
then she said she pulled it out. I have not yet seen. There's going to be a forensic audit, and I'm going to know exactly where the money is and where it went to and how much we owe on everything.
Well, apparently that's already been, because every interview that I've done, everybody's giving me a dollar amount. That's how much you're in debt. Let's talk to this caller. Caller, go ahead.
Let him show what Beebe ain't done. Beebe's done more for this county and their commissioner we got. And show me where she's wasting any money at. I'm asking you a question. Now, where she's wasting any money at in the last 4 years. And I've been in this county for 70 years.
Okay. Well, and I appreciate your call.
Well, tell me where she's wasting any money at.
Okay. Have you been up to the Durham Trail up on the mountain?
I've been all over that mountain out there.
Okay. Have you seen where we've got incurred that $76,000 fine up there?
I've heard about it. I ain't seen it yet.
Well, okay. We incurred a fine up there on that. We invested $10 million into Hutchinson Hospital. That was a failed deal. Whether it was
That wasn't Beebe's fault. That there, I carried my wife up there.
Yes, sir.
When they had them doctors down there from Erlanger,
Yes, sir.
they said, your wife needs to be at Erlanger right now. I said, I'm getting an ambulance to carry you up there. You know what was wrong with her? Kidney infection, man. That's what Erlanger had in mind, shutting that place down. It's been there since I was a kid.
Say that one more time, sir. I missed that. What was their reason for it?
I said they sent my wife to Erlanger. Said she needs to be at Erlanger right now. I said, I'm calling the ambulance. They got up there at Erlanger. She had a kidney infection. They didn't even check her if doctors come to Erlanger down there. That's what kind of people we had down there. But you tell me where Beebe's failed at. She's got an industrial park going up there. That's all you hear is people putting her down. And she's brought more into Walker County than anybody I've ever seen. And every time somebody goes to get a job, they can't pass a drug test to go to work.
Well, I'm absolutely with you on that one, sir. No, that's not her fault.
She's putting her down. Tell me where she's spending money that's been wasted.
I'm not putting her down.
Where she's wasting any money at. You tell me personally right now while we got you on the telephone.
I just can't. Like I had said, she.
Can you tell me, can you?
Okay, sir. I actually could tell you if you'll give me a second. Okay. Well, do you think that $76,000 was wasted, or was that a good thing?
I don't think she had to pay that, did she?
She hadn't paid it yet.
Oh, because it was.
Well, it's still.
It's not exactly correct.
Well, no, she hadn't paid it. We have not paid the debt at Erlanger. That's going through the court systems.
Going through the court now. You can't describe about that there?
And what about the farm? Is that
What's wrong with it? It's making money.
No, sir. No, sir. It's losing.
The farm's on with economic development.
It's losing
And did you know
over
that
$500,000 a year.
Did you know the state of Georgia owns 1,880 acres and the economic development just owns 885 acres? Did you know that?
But it's still it's.
How's it losing that money over there?
I do not know, sir. No one.
Oh, how you keep on putting her down? You crazy.
I
look.
Come on, man, calm down.
But if I look at her audit and her audit says that she's losing $500,000, should I not take her word that we're losing $500,000 on it?
Are you still there, sir? All right, we got another caller over here. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Lamb, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
What would you do if you was commissioner and someone got up in your face and shouted and hollered like you did in Beebe's face?
When did I holler at BB?
In a meeting, and I saw that. And your followers was also screaming and hollering.
Am I who?
She had to close the meeting. She had no choice.
Ma'am, I've never been disrespectful to Miss Haskell. She is in a position of our county commissioner. Now I'll disagree with her, but being disrespectful to her is not anything I've ever done to her.
You was right up in her face screaming and hollering, but then she closed the meeting.
What meeting? Which meeting are we talking about, ma'am?
Well, I can't tell you exactly the date. You were there.
In her commission meeting? Is that what you're talking about, the afternoon commission meeting? Because we run a tape of it.
Right.
Was that on the landfill?
I don't remember what it was about. All I remember, she closed the meeting because all y'all were screaming and hollering, and you got right up in her face screaming.
Well, ma'am, I don't know if, I won't say you're.
Well, maybe Judy could play the tape back sometime.
Okay.
I'd have to know which one it is to play it back.
Because ma'am, absolutely. I would not. Miss Haskell is our county commissioner, and regardless, even if I'm upset with her, there is a decorum that absolutely needs to be followed, and I would not. I would never treat Miss Haskell like that, and I hope she herself, if she ever remembered me doing that.
She's going to be on the morning show in the morning. Are you still there?
I think I can count back and tell you exactly which one it was.
She'll be on the morning show in the morning. You can call in and ask her which one it was if need be. I don't know because I don't. We put them in there and date them, and in order for us to run a tape or copy tape, we have to know exactly which one it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got some of them on my website.
Right.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Let's see here. We were talking about the Northwest Georgia development. That's who Catoosa County had issue with that. So did you look at what Catoosa County said and make your decision based on that?
No. I made my decision on listening to the people of the county and them talking about, the amount of debt that we're going into. And that development authority, yeah, they can bring in industry. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it is, it's not free. Bringing in that kind of industry is not free. And right now, we're not in that position. We've got to get our debt paid down, and then we can look at stuff like that.
Okay. If you're elected and you're sitting in that seat, and I'm going to say Ford Motor Company calls you and says, we're going to move to your county, we need to know what you got, and we need a tax incentive and whatever, what would you tell them?
Judy, I like hypotheticals sometimes, but right now, there's not many businesses that are going to look at us and the debt that we've got right now and want to come here.
Well, they're not going to have to pay the debt.
No, they're going to have to rely on us paying our debt and staying a viable county. Hey, it's just like I've said with the Volkswagen. That cost Chattanooga hundreds of millions. We couldn't afford that right now. Now, if we got our debt paid off, then we can look at that. But right now, we are in a position where I don't think it's fair to the people of this county to keep going back to them saying, I'm going to raise your taxes because we might get this done. You know, we were how many jobs were we promised at Audi at the beginning?
They didn't. She didn't raise the taxes.
No. How much? How many jobs were we promised?
Honestly, now I don't remember. How many was it?
I know it was in the hundreds, but I also did a little research, and Audi is the only plant, the whole plant throughout the U.S. All the plants have 1,000 jobs. And here's another thing: when you're looking at industry, I mean, I've worked factory work before. You may have too. Coming up, you've been around a couple of years.
Yeah.
There's not an industry nowadays that's going to build a plant that is not so automated that Eddie and myself couldn't do a job that used to take 100 people to do. You know, they're putting millions and millions of dollars into these plants that are automated. It's not production line anymore. So it takes a large complex, a lot of electricity, and very few employees to run it. You know, that's what you got to look at. Even the Volkswagen plant.
Maybe that's why those people just got very few employees, because they're very technical.
Yeah, but they're expanding. That's just a beginning company. They're just up and growing. So you know, we can't make a decision on who they got now.
Right.
So,
Okay, so then here's where we are then with this. That whatever's here now, when you're elected commissioner, that's all we got, because nobody's going to come, because we're so much in debt. Because how would you get us out of debt?
What built this country? Small business. I've said it before. Small business. We make this a place for families. Families come in, small businesses come in. Those small businesses bring in their families, and that adds to our tax revenue. When you get more people into the county, wanting to move into the county, now you got to have more retail. You got to have more restaurants. You got to have more activities for people to do.
And those people got to have jobs to shop at those retail restaurants and eat at the restaurants.
But Judy, how many, in a bedroom community, you look at Atlanta, how many people live in Atlanta town?
Not many.
Most of them live in these outside communities. But it's Atlanta that feeds those bedroom communities.
And what happens to the bedroom community is they sleep here and spend their money where they work. And that would be Chattanooga and Hamilton County.
No, not if that's not how it works in Savannah, where I'm from. Those little communities are growing.
How long have you been here?
I've been here 20 years.
Were you here when the Hutchison and Erlanger, that situation? You were here then, weren't you?
Yeah, I was working at Hutchison.
And he worked at Hutchison. Yeah. Let's take these two callers. My side's first. Go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, tell them if you don't spend money, you can't make money. I've been in business in Walker County for 55 years myself, small business. And tell them if you don't spend money, you can't make money.
So what kind of business?
There you go. You got to make money with.
So what kind of product do you sell, sir?
I run a convenience store. I've owned it for 54 years. Big boy sitting there beside of you ate with me when he was with TVA. You probably know who I am.
And your business makes money because it provides a service for the people of this county.
Well, if you don't spend money, if I don't put stock in and spend my money, I can't make money. And that's the way Phoebe does. She buys things to invest money. If you ain't gonna invest money, you can't be a county commissioner because.
And I've never said I'm not going to invest money into this county.
Yeah, you did. You said you weren't going to invest money in the county. I've been listening to you.
I said I'm not going to invest.
About the farm, I think it's a good thing. The park's right up above me here, and I think that's a good thing. And if you don't invest and buy stuff, you can't make money. The county will go broke.
Well, I thank you for calling, and I value your opinion. When I look at the farm and I see $500,000 going out the door on upkeep, and it's bringing in no revenue.
You have to pay your bills.
Yes, sir, you absolutely have to pay your bills. But if you're spending $500,000 a year and getting nothing in return, is that a smart business move?
No, it ain't smart business, but she'll bring it around herself. She's been the commissioner for a long time, and I want to back her 100%.
Well, thank you. And that's the wonderful thing about, being able to vote. Come election day, November 8th, the people in this county, they can vote for who they think's, going to do the best for the county and the people in this county.
I know it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so, caller, go ahead.
Well, I think someone's already asked the question, but how do you plan on getting us out of debt to raise some more taxes? And besides, I want to say that I want us to keep Mountain Cove Farm because it is an asset to the county and it is a beautiful place. But I just want to know how you plan on getting the county out of debt.
The first thing I'm going to do, and let me make mention of what you said about the farm. You're absolutely right. The farm is a beautiful place. I don't want to see it turned into anything than what it is now.
You'd try to market it and sell it, or
no, I would turn it into a farm. There's grants that the kids at school can use that farm, and grants will pay for it. FFA, 4-H groups.
Yeah, in fact, you say you want to work with the school board to open Mountain Cove Farm for after school and weekend FFA and 4-H programs.
Yeah,
you have to work with economic development for that because they own the farm.
And I truly believe that the economic development, if they want what's best for this county, they're going to do whatever needs to be done. But to touch on our other question, how to save debt. I've made this statement right from the get-go. We're bringing in $22 million a year in revenue. Now, some of that goes to the police or to the sheriff's department, some to the courts. But when it comes to our departments, I'm going to find 10%. And I've made this statement, and I stand by this statement. If I'm going to ask my managers in this county to cut 10% off their budget, part of that 10% off every department means also my salary. If I can do it, and everybody can do it, and I'm not going to ask anybody to do it if I don't.
But in your salary mandated by the state?
Fine. Then my mandated 10% of my money is going to go back into the account if I have to write a personal check.
Okay.
I'm going to lead by example. And if I'm going to ask my managers in this county to we've got to pay this debt down. We've got to save money. If we can cut 10% off this budget this year and we can become more efficient, then we can save more money next year. The people that work these departments, they know how to do it. They just need a leader to get in there and listen to them.
So which department has the biggest budget?
Judy, I can't answer that. I looked at the budget that came out, and I know we kind of lost $600,000 to the barn, the road crew. So who's got the biggest budget? I mean, that's going to be the sheriff's department. But, the sheriff, they've got their issues, and they need money. In order to keep us safe, they need money.
What do they need money for?
They need more patrol officers. They've got a huge problem keeping officers here in this county. It's hard to compete with these other counties close by.
That's all over the state. That's
an
article, a whole page article.
Is there?
Paper.
Yeah.
So do you think they should have opened a satellite office knowing that they're behind budget?
The satellite office, in theory, is a good thing. It's going to keep, hopefully, it will keep some officers closer to that side of the county. If they can use it.
The city of Rossville offered them a free space to work there with them. Did you know that?
Well, and I was told that this space also was a free space.
Yeah, the free space, yeah. But I'm talking about other than going out there with a standalone, the city of Rossville offered them a space.
Well,
and they turned it down.
Well, what they've got there now, I've stayed completely out of that. I don't. That's Miss Haskell's and the sheriff's satellite office. I don't think it's a bad thing having
Miss Haskell
officers.
had her name on the invitation, but I think that's a little bit misleading.
So it was all Sheriff Wilson?
No. Miss Haskell, she acquired a property. I mean, she worked with a man to get that, but
right.
There was a group of people that took the credit for that.
Well, I mean, the Wilson Road group, I forgot what the proper name is.
Now, do you agree that they're political or not political? This is a good time to ask you that. You've been there and done that.
I've listened to the people, and when I hear the people speak, you're always, how do I say this? You're always going to have someone that's going to make everything political. We were laughing about it earlier.
Oh, yeah.
But you've got to go, you got to take that part out of it. And the people that are in those groups I've listened to, the churches, the leaders of the community, you know, the preachers, they're not it's not political to them. It's their home. But is it political? You know, probably to some degree. But everything, like we said, I've noticed everything in this county at some point becomes political. And that's just a shame when it's really just about our home.
I've lived in this county and worked in politics for 40 years, and when it stinks, I smell it. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, how you doing tonight?
Good.
Fine.
I want to give you some facts about Mountain Coal Farm.
Okay.
The first 3 quarters of this year, October 1st to June 30th, Mountain Coal Farm has profited $45,000 for the first 3 quarters.
Okay, and
the
where?
last quarter is looking real good.
And where can the people of the county see these numbers at?
Open records request.
Okay, so
And how this was achieved, of course, they closed the restaurant last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We started advertising the cabins on Expedia and Hotel.com. We started advertising the RV park and GoRVing.com. We put in a 18-hole professional disc golf course that paid for itself the first 7 months at $5 per player. And we've opened up a primitive camping area, which has become real popular in the last 4 months. And the fair is coming up the first week of November. And got a lot of sponsorship money coming in for it. Of course, the county makes money off of the midway. We rent booths out. It's going to be a bigger and better fair than it's ever been. But as of the end of the 3rd quarter, it's $45,000 is the profit.
well, and I'm going to have to pull that open request because I really do want to see that. Because one thing I've noticed, you said the RV park is being utilized now, and making money.
On GoRVing.com.
So how many RVs have we had stay there?
Number?
Yes, sir.
I can't tell you the number off the top of my head.
I mean, because I have property.
Tent camping.
Well, I have property out there, and I've driven by there and into the thing about every week, and I've seen one camper out there. So do we have more than the one campsite?
Oh, there's 30 sites.
Now, where did he say you could see those numbers? I didn't catch
An open records request.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm curious. I haven't. Like I said, I live out, or I have property out there, and I haven't seen any campers out there. So is there?
Well, all that income is not coming just from the camp RVers. There's actually, in the summertime, there's more from the primitive camping area and the shaded areas than there is from the RV park.
Well, I'll tell you what. You sound like.
What we've done is increase the price of the weddings and offered more services where you can still get an economical price
at the
work
barn
yourself, or you can get a higher price
at
and
the
do
barn.
the work for you. And that's generating some more income.
Well, I would actually really like for you to take me around that farm. Since you're telling me we've made money on it, I'm gonna pull an opens request and see exactly how much money we made on the campground and the primitive campgrounds. I would very much like you to walk me around and take me around the farm and show me where we've made this money at. Would you be willing to do that?
It's 10-4.
Okay. When we get done here, call back, please, and let's have
Give
a.
him your number and let him call you.
Yeah,
You just give me a number.
you got where's my form?
You don't know your phone number?
Well, yeah,
904
I've got two of them.
904-4422, isn't it?
No,
980-40.
no, it's.
I got it on my guest book, but I don't have it in here.
Call me back, sir. As soon as we
Call
end the
the
show.
control room and get the control room your number.
Yeah, and I'll call you in just a little while. How about that?
Sounds good.
Because I'm definitely, show me around. Like I said, I'm very interested
I tell
in.
you what, hold on, because we're going to take a commercial break and you can tell him. Okay, hold on just a minute. We're going to take a commercial break because we got to. Stay with us. All right, we want to remind you that Earl Road and Produce at 1003 Lafayette Road opens in the morning at 10 o'clock and closes at 6. Has turnip greens and green peanuts. That's something you wanted, and plenty of watermelons. That's what you'll find tomorrow with Earl Road. And lots of other vegetables. Earl says come and see him. All right, we got a caller here. You can finish your conversation now.
So one of the things we were talking about work experience and spending money on things that can't be done or that I couldn't do. So I would look at it this way. Now, like I said, you really need a CPA. You need a college-trained professional to really keep the numbers straight. But, okay, I didn't go to college for that. But my life experience taught me, managing the road crews and understanding how to make that run efficiently. So if I don't know how to do that, but I could be, if I was a CPA, certified public accountant, but then I'd have to hire somebody else. I guess the point I'm trying to make is there's always going to be something that, you have your strong points in and things that you can't do. For me, I'm smart enough to know that I don't know everything. I've got a lot of life experience, got a lot of experience working with the city of Tampa and understanding the roads and bridges and water lines and sewer lines and, understanding fire departments, being that I worked with them at times through other activities. But I'm smart enough to know that I don't know everything, and there's always going to be other positions that need to be filled by people. And everything's going to require some fee. But the best way to do that is to find someone with the best resume that's going to be able to help this county and spend the money in the most efficient way.
That answers your question.
Yeah, that answers my question.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
One of the things that you say is you're going to require all county managers and commissioners to attend a Georgia ethics course.
Yes, ma'am. And I myself. I think one of the problems we've got in government is there is no ethics. When at the hospital, any hospital, we ask that Joint Commission come in and work with us. They come in and inspect us and require us to meet a certain standard. And it sometimes puts a lot of undue stress. I won't say undue stress, but it does put stress on the hospitals. But it makes you a better hospital. It makes the employees better employees. It gives them a high standard that they have to apply in their daily work. And I feel as government, you should expect, nothing less. Expect your politicians, your managers to have ethics courses, and every year to follow up and to continue to be reminded of the ethics of what is important and what it means to be a servant of the people.
The county attorney. Things have changed from what they was 10 years ago. You have to have a civil rights attorney, you have to have a land use attorney, you have to have a wastewater attorney. You have to have attorneys for.
Oh, just like doctors. You got to have doctors. You got to have a specialty. Yeah.
So you have to have someone there to lead that team, and you have to have someone there.
I don't feel that we need a full-time county attorney. Like you said, you've got to have specialty attorneys.
Yeah.
Now you don't want to get a water line. Let's say water line. You don't want to use one today and then tomorrow use another one and then next week use another one. You do want some consistency.
Right.
But you're right. You need an attorney that is very specific. Again, a resume, one that actually knows 100% of what he's dealing with or she's dealing with.
So you don't think you need a general attorney to take advice from the specialist?
No. Unfortunately, it seems when you have...
but times have changed.
Times have changed, but again, if you've got... What's the purpose of paying $100,000+ to a county attorney just to have him direct traffic?
If that's going to save you $500,000 from that...
How's it going?
If a traffic accident or something, you know?
That's why you've got your other attorneys that you're working with, and they'll be there to work with. Yeah. It's not like you're going to have no attorney, but it's just going to be as needed basis.
Well, I think they have a CPA on staff too, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've got an accountant. I don't know if he's a CPA. He might be.
Well, I just said CPA.
Yeah.
Accountant would have been the correct term.
Right. It's one quick thing I don't understand what neither one of y'all are saying.
You better hurry.
It's how the landfill is losing money. I just don't see it. Okay?
I've never said the landfill is absolutely losing money.
Well,
I want to see.
I
want to see the records, Eddie. I'll tell you what. I believe nothing of what I hear and half of what I see.
Okay, because I just don't see it.
I want to... The best way to find out anything is to investigate it. You've got to have 100% transparency and be able to talk to these people and say, okay, if we're transferring this from the general fund and back to here, why? Why are we doing it? Why are we losing money? Because we should not be losing money. And someone asked the other day, they said, well, does that mean you're going to raise the landfill? I don't know. I want to see why we're in the condition that we're in, because it does not make sense to me that we're losing money unless there's improper management or the money's, we got a little extra here, we need to put it over here and we can show a loss there. Business does that all the time. They show loss in one department and a plus in another department. That's business practice. I don't agree with that type of practice, but that's the way it's done at times.
We said a lot. But we've got 1 minute to say what means the most. That November the 8th is the day they have to cast a vote. And remind you people that on October the 25th, the night of October the 25th, on Tuesday night, all three of these candidates have agreed to a debate here at UCTV. Starting at 8:30, it'll go into Night Talk. We're going to carry it to 9:30. But the reason we did that, if we need more time, we have the time to do it. So they'll be here on that night.
And I'm glad I was hearing that. I could advertise for Miss Haskell the whole time.
Well, I apologize because we pulled the bug off the candidates. I apologize for that.
That's okay.
I didn't. You should have told me that. I didn't think. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's
Everybody
fine.
knows she's your opponent.
I know. Hey, here's what the debate will look like. Me and Miss Haskell and Mr. Whitfield.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
I didn't
okay.
think.
Get out and vote. Get registered. It is very, very important. Get registered. It is too easy to register nowadays with technology as it is. You can do early vote. You don't have to wait in lines. You can do absentee. You mail them a letter. They mail it back to you. You take it down there. It's done. Get out and vote November 8th. I'm running for county commissioner. I'm not a politician. I'm the only one in this race that's not a politician. And I know that the people in this county just want to have a voice. They want someone that's going to listen. They want someone that's going to manage their money efficiently, make sure the departments are running efficiently. And that's what I'm going to do. I do not have this grand vision. I don't want power. I want the people in this county to have a voice. But the only way people can have a voice is you have to vote. So please, get registered, get out and vote. November 8th is the day we do it.
All right, we thank you for coming. And in the morning on the morning show, Commissioner Haskell will be Alvin's guest in the morning on the morning show. And tomorrow night, Attorney Jerry Summers joins me, and we're going to talk about lawyers advertising on TV. That ought to be fun. Y'all have a good night's sleep.
Good night.